Welcome back to my book channel. My name is Lady Lauren Explorer, and today I am going to be talking about my third week of Black romance authors and Black main characters in romances. I cannot wait because some of these are rereads and I always have one new reread or one new read. Wow. But today I have two new reads. So before we get into that, hi, I'm Lady Lauren Explorer. I post a video Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes Sunday. So please be subscribed so you can get notified when I post. I do book haul vlogs. I do a lot of book romances, reviews. I review almost every single book that I read, so I have a whole bunch of books. I do a lot of underrated things. I think that you should read some of these, just saying. But let's get into some of the romances that I just finished reading. And I did this buddy read for Consider Me. Video coming out soon, just saying. So I think my first one that I reread was Maverick's Madness by Lorraine Allen. This is, check your trigger warnings. This is very R-word, S.A. bully. This is dark. Maverick is dark. he's dark. He also is semi-redeemable. The reason why he's the way he is because of his past traumas that you find out in the book. But he is overcompensating because of his past traumas, especially with his father. His father is a racist. So in order for Maverick lashes out at our heroine, who's mixed with racism, and she does not take a lot. She's sassy. She is super sassy. She is hardball. She does not take his S, and I think that's what attracts him to her. She is a person who doesn't lay down and just take what he's giving her, and he's super attracted to that. This isn't for people who don't like non-com, because there's a lot just happening in here. There's situations where it's giving the R-word vibes. He gives off R-word vibes. I'm just saying, he gives off those, and then he does them. So, but my morals aside, this book was really good. I had to this and Deadly Vows. Deadly Vows is way worse morally, but they both have the same vibe of, you might not like this. And I'm sorry, but I like this. So it was really good for me. The plot, I wish there was more of them together as a couple instead of because halfway through the book, they're not together. He has been doing things to her, not full on R-word at this point, but then once he gets the R-word happen thing, it's just full sales of R-wording and SA, and that leads to other things happening. It's just a lot to go off of. But basically, he's the bully. She is the new girl in town because her mother has married the teacher who works at this very private school in this town. And he is the head honcho because his father is either, I think, the mayor or the senator. I think it's the mayor of the town. So there's literally, I think, 4 or 5 Black people in the school, and she does not take anyone's shit. So there is something that happens to her the first day she gets there to the town, night exploring, and she meets one of Maverick's friends, and they have a tiff because he ran into her on accident and made her like crack her phone. And so she was just like, why are you rude? Why you didn't even say sorry or excuse me? Watch where you're going and all that kind of stuff. And he was just like, do you know me? And she's like, I don't care who you are. And he's like, oh yeah, I got something for you when I see you again. And she was just like, whatever. And then she sees them at a party, a pool party before this school starts, and he does something, Maverick does something crazy because his friend talks about her. It's just like a lot going on, and it's crazy. Like, I don't want to give a lot away because this is crazy, but I loved every like weird and rushed and sexual tension this gave me. This plot's just out of the world. It sometimes doesn't make sense, but you just roll with it, you know? It's just like one of those books you just roll with. So after I finished this book, I then went into a new book for me, and that is QB Tyler's Always Been You. I know this just was a novella that got extended, and now it's its own book turned into a actual full-length novel. And this is a age gap taboo relationship because it's between adopted siblings and her older brother. I think they are 8 or 10 years apart. She's been his sister since she came into the family at 2. So she is 18 turning 19 when this first begins. We get into like when the story first starts for us, and she's always had explicit feelings for her brother, and we find out that he has as well. So again, this is very like 80% of this is sex, and the 40% is plot with sex. I just saying. But basically they have started to explore their relations and trying not to get caught by their family. And then also when they do get to express themselves to their family, how their family decides to handle the situation. And this does end with the HEA, so, you know, more power to them. But I gave this book, I think, a 3. Mainly because I don't think I was as engaged in this as I wanted to be. And also, this felt rushed. For me, I think I have to read this again. Like, I'm giving it a 3 right now, but maybe, like, once I reread it again, like, next year or something like that, I come back to it like I did The Prince and the Pompey reread, I will be in a better space to read it and like it. This is just like average for me. I was okay with it. It's a lot of sex. The next one that is a new read to me, I've had for 2 years. Yeah, I had this for 2 years. And it is called Cherish and Simon. This is by Eva Moraine and Madeline Watson. This is a 4-part series, basically. But in the first part, which is year 1, our 2 characters are going through something very traumatic in her life. Cherish, she has just given birth to a baby girl named Jasmine, and her boyfriend, since she was like 16, has abandoned her and her baby at the hospital. They've been living in hotels, all that kind of stuff. He's very bad for her. Like, she suffers from PTSD because of him. Then we have Simon, whose wife, Emily, just gave birth, but also passed away from complications with the birth. So he is grieving the loss of his wife that he loved, like very much loved. And how the two know each other and how the situation came about is Emily and Simon had met Cherish when she was like, I think 6 or 4 months into her pregnancy, because they would go to the hospital together, coincidentally. And Emily and Simon would like talk to her, so like they know her. Simon comes back to the hospital to pick up his son and sees Cherish and hears her situation, which basically is the hospital is what they call CPS because Cherish doesn't have anyone to pick her up, doesn't have a home to stay in, and can't take care of her newborn child. I didn't know this, but maybe I should have. That you have to have someone pick you up once you give birth. Like, you can't just leave the hospital yourself. I don't know, it just sounds kind of weird. You know what I mean? But whatever. Simon then, because he knows Cherish, so he concocts this scenario where he tells the hospital staff, he's like, hey Cherish, I'm sorry, traffic was crazy, I'm here to pick you up. And because he knows her by name and he knew that she was supposed to be leaving soon, because she kept telling them, hey, someone's coming, just please give me like so many hours, and they had to let her go. Simon's just like, hey, I know like what happened, you're gonna stay with me, like please, I can't let you just leave here because you're gonna be homeless. So she then moves into his house, and everyone in his life at first, like his immediate family, thinks she is the mistress because their babies kind of look alike. I'm just saying. And that's not how it goes. Stuff happens, like he's grieving the loss of his wife during this couple of months that's going on, and she is trying to not be a burden while also taking care of both children. That slowly transitioned because you are in a situation with someone who you kind of know, but you're with them almost 24/7, to you're gonna catch feelings, and that's what happens with them. So in year one, by the end of that year, they have caught feelings and are exploring where they want to be, if they want to be together. And the people in their life, majority of them, are okay with that because they see them together, they see them interact with the children. And by like that year mark, Jasmine, the baby, Cherish's daughter, is calling him daddy. So like they're exploring a relationship. I'm actually currently on, what's over here? I'm on book 2 right now, which is year 2. And I'm going to finish it today, like in a couple of hours, maybe 1. I have 4 or 5 chapters left, so less than an hour. And then I'll read book 3. This one I did not enjoy a lot, but since I had book 2, I was going to read it anyway. This one is just like them grieving and them coming attached together. There is only one sex scene that happens towards the very end of the book, and this is over 500 pages. I think it's like 600 and something pages, or 580 pages, but it's very slow burn. But you understand why it's slow burn, because it's taken them like literally almost 10 months to finally accept that they like each other and would like to see something more happen with them and the children. So book 2 is very, very, very interesting, and I'm loving it. Also, there is OW drama, but like it seems at first that they don't pick up on it because we do get different point of views, but you don't know that they're the different point of views until the person is actually like telling you, or like you see the surrounding areas. So we do get Simon and Cherish's point of view, but we also get family members' point of views, and then we get the other woman's point of view, and it's really, really good. I don't like her because she's trying to get with Simon, and also she doesn't like realize that Simon is with Cherish. She just thinks that they're cohabiting, and she also thinks that Cherish has left the house. Like, she's moved into a different place. So, like, it's a lot. But I love the other woman drama in this. It's really, really good. And book 2, it's immaculate. If you like other woman drama, book 2 is just crazy. I am here for everything. Then we have the final book That's like my reread, and that's Quarantine and Chill by Kenya Wright. If you couldn't tell, this was a Corona COVID uh, read. So this takes place during COVID-19. Literally, like in New York, it happens, I think, a week or 2 or 3 days before like lockdown happens. And our two, it's just a best friend's brother, best friend's older brother too. Forks proximity because they are stuck at her best friend's house that she's house sitting for, who's also stuck on her honeymoon in a different country because of COVID. And this does have other woman drama because he is leaving his condo, his multi-million-dollar condo, because his ex-girlfriend, he caught his ex-girlfriend in his apartment, because she just moved there like 2 months ago, in his apartment with another man. And so he left that apartment to go to his sister's house, but he forgot that our heroine was visiting or there. And so like they're forced to be there. This happens, like majority of the book happens in a 7 or 6 day interval. And then the last third of the book is the aftermath of what happened the first 4 to 6 days at his sister's apartment. This is crazy. There is infidelity in here because, again, his girlfriend does cheat on him. There is animal abuse because his girlfriend does something to his sister's dog. And there is S word because of something. All I can tell you, it was a really good read. On the reread, it wouldn't have been a 5-star. It probably would be like a 4, but it's mainly because I was like really trying to get to book 2 of Cherish and Simon. And so I wasn't really into this. And this does have not safe for work pictures in here. So I'm just letting you know there's some visuals in here. But for me right now, mainly because like it's over, really, that I just wasn't as interested in it because I had something on my mind I just really wanted to read, which was behind. I still would give it 5 stars, even though at the time I was reading this, it's a 4, if you get what I mean. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Next week is my last week for all of my reads, and Black romance authors or Black main characters, and I hope to see you in my next video. I am Lady Lauren Explorer, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye! Oh, and if you're wondering where Prince is, he is at a grooming appointment, so that's why he hasn't been up and down on the bed. He's at a grooming appointment today. So I will see you later. Bye!